So Taylor Swift is back, and she is back with one of the most personal albums that she has ever put out. We all know her as the queen of pop who always writes her songs in blood, writing about heartbreak and love and even friendships. Every time she puts out a new album, it does great numbers, and that is all thanks to her genius mind and amazing songwriting skills. Her previous album was considered to be very personal to her, but the album she just put out exceeded everyone's expectations. The songs on this album are guaranteed to make you bawl your eyes out and really get an insight into Taylor Swift's life, from all aspects and especially her love life.
I just think if you think too hard about it and it takes you a long time to fall in love with someone, you're not in love.
She has always used her songs as a way to express her emotions, especially the ones relating to heartbreak. It is no news to anyone that our girl Taylor hasn't exactly been the lucky one when it comes to relationships and love, but she has tried time after time to not be the monster on the hill.
What is the craziest thing that a boy has ever done to get your attention?
Nobody does anything crazy to get my attention. I don't know. As far as guys, they
don't work hard enough, do they?
Right now, her love life seems to be going pretty well, with Travis Kelce treating her exactly the way she deserves, like an absolute queen that she is.
The lady that sells out every stadium in the world 10 times. The lady who wears a cardigan and sometimes feels like she's 22. The lady who plays for 3.5 hours in the rain and Bill Belichick says, she's pretty tough, man.
Yeah.
Said, you know what? The man of my dreams that I'm going to marry, this isn't just date like others in the past, is an NFL guy.
But then why is this album so heartbreaking? Well, it's because of how raw and unfiltered it is. Taylor decided to give us a glimpse of her feelings in the most raw way possible, making us feel every emotion that she felt while writing each song, and that is an ability not a lot of singers have. From finally hinting at her sexuality, which has been a hot topic among fans for ages, to talking about her deepest fears regarding life, this album is not only insanely relatable, but very personal to Taylor. As soon as she had released the album, people started going crazy over songs like Fortnite and The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, and for good reason too. From her time spent with singer Maddie Healy to her fear of growing old alone, there is a lot this album talks about. And yes, you heard that right, the whole thing with Maddie Healy was actually true, and not just a rumor, and fans are now saying that the only reason they didn't work out was because of the amount of pressure the world put on them both. And that's one thing she has talked about previously as well in her older albums. Let's not forget what happened to her and Harry Styles because of the same reason.
When people fall out of love with you, there's nothing you can do to make them change their mind. They just don't love you anymore. I just wanted to disappear.
Well, there is a lot to talk about in today's video as we dissect this whole album. So you better grab some popcorn and sit tight till the end of the video. You're watching The Celebrity Fix, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about how Taylor Swift's Tortured Poets is her most personal album to date, and what romances she talks about in this new album. But before we get to talking about that, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button for more videos like this one in the future.
Tired of it. I'm just tired of the... Just feels like it's more than music now at this point. And just most days I'm like, okay. But then sometimes I'm just like... It just gets loud sometimes.
Now we all know that Taylor has always been that one singer who expresses all her emotions through her songs. It's one of the things that her fans love about her, the way she can just be so vulnerable when it comes to writing her songs. And she has never let her fans down with her poetic and raw lyrics. But this time, Miss Thing really popped off with this new album. We all were expecting a deeply personal album, but the Tortured Poets album genuinely exceeded all of our expectations. It feels like she poured her heart out with this one and used her own blood to write the lyrics because, guys, this is all very new and personal. In one of the songs, she might have even hinted at a theory that fans have had for a very long time. If you have been a Taylor Swift fan for a long time, you'd know that her sexuality is something that's kind of been a hot topic in the fandom for the longest time ever. Ever since fans noticed just how close she was with her ex-best friend and supermodel, Karlie Kloss. Fans used to ship them a lot, and to be honest, it really felt like there was something. So fans have had the theory that Taylor might not be straight after all. Well, she kind of answered that one for us in her new album. In a song titled Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus, fans think she might be hinting at being bisexual, just the way we all have suspected for years. But that being said, it's not nice to assume someone's sexuality. And this is just a theory. But let's talk about some of the other songs as well. In the album, she seems to be talking about how one of her relationships was destroyed because of the pressure that was put on her. And we all know who she's talking about here. She was seeing Maddie Healy for a while back when she was on tour, and her and Travis Kelce weren't a thing. But fans did not approve of this because they perceived Maddie in a very specific way, and it was not in a good light. She felt pressured to end things, even though she was happy with the person Maddie was.
I'm saying right now that this is something that I know is right, and you guys, I need to be on the right side of history, and if he doesn't win, then at least I tried.
She talked about this in her album as well. But that is not the only aspect of her love life that Taylor talked about in her album. She talked about a lot more and a lot of heartbreak as well. But before we continue on with the video and tell you all about what else is on the album, do us a little favor and share this video with a friend who might enjoy our content, or someone who has been waiting for this album for months. This album has some of the most personal and heartbreaking songs that Taylor has probably ever written in her own career. One of the things that she talked about was one of her biggest fears, and it's something that we all can relate to. It's the fear of growing up. Now, this isn't the first time she has written about this fear. She has talked about it before in songs like Never Grow Up. But this time, she wrote about it without holding back, and fans are living for it. She talked about how she's afraid of growing old and how that's something that has been bothering her a lot. And let us give you the context for this so you understand it all better. She has been on top of the game for the longest time. She has always been the queen of pop, topping charts with every album she puts out. And being in that place comes with a lot of pressure as well. She's constantly scared of messing up or not being perfect. Now, a lot of you would be able to relate to this when she said that she was terrified of not being perfect. A while ago, she also said that she had an intimidating fear of being average, and as someone who has always been above average, this fear must be eating her alive. But this isn't all. She talked about her other fears as well, like the fear of not always being in the same place forever. The fear of aging and becoming irrelevant is something that has been bothering her for a really long time. So from talking about her deepest fears to even hinting about her sexuality, this album really is the most personal Taylor has ever gotten in her songs. She has never named names, and that is one thing that has been her principle, which she has made clear, but the way she still managed to make every little feeling and experience understood to her fans without saying a single name is genuinely remarkable. Songs like Love of My Life and The Smallest Man to Ever Live, and not to mention My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys, all are not only deeply personal, but also heart-wrenching. And that was all we had time for in today's video. Which one of the tracks from this album are your favorite? Which tracks do you relate to the most and why? Do you think she's going to break records again with this phenomenal album? Let us know all your thoughts and predictions in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button for more videos like this one in the future. And with all of that out of the way, as always, we will see you in our next video right here at The Celebrity Fix.